Hello everyone, welcome to Financially Independent Females. Great to have you here. By the way, if you hear me choking or spluttering, I have a big fat cold at the moment, and bear with me. So welcome everybody, welcome the newbies, Financially Independent Females, welcome everybody that's here, and thank you for watching my Facebook Live. So let's share with you one of the most important things about changing your relationship with money is how you take care of your money. And today I'm going to share with you um, what I have found in my own experience and from working with clients in Financial Freedom Academy, the three really important activities that you can do with your money that will absolutely change your life in how you take care and manage money. And when you manage money really well, it's just a game changer. You have more peace of mind, you have more security, you free up money for the things that are really, really important to you. Okay, so let's talk about what they are. And by the way, guys, if you're watching the replay, type hashtag replay. And if you're here with us now, let us know where you're here and where you're watching from. Or let us know money management habits that have made a difference for you. That would be fabulous. So let's go ahead. So first of all, here's the thing about money, right? Most people I chat to, they're living paycheck to paycheck. Because here's the thing, right? It doesn't matter what level of income you have. Um, there's always a nicer car, a bigger house, a boat, or whatever you can spend your money on. Okay, so it's never about income. It's about how you feel and think about money, how you feel and think about um, what you're like with money, or um, how much attention you give this area is important too. Um, so let's talk about the three big habits that will make the difference. So number one, in fact, probably the most important habit of them all is I'm going to share you in a minute. I want to talk more about. So most people, right, are living paycheck to paycheck, and what that means is, or they're living month by month, and what that means is you're leaving yourself very short with money. And what happens when we feel short with money? An unexpected bill or life event comes up and it takes us out. Okay, and when we're in this position, this is what I find from working with people. When we're in this position, what happens is we go to debt to solve our problems. We're in our overdrafts. We're on our credit cards. We're borrowing off Tom to pay Billy. And it really doesn't feel great when we're living in this space of always, can I afford this? Where's the money going to come from? It really is not a good feeling. And when you start to take care of your money and you start to give your money leadership, oh my god, it makes such a difference in your life. And that's why we're here chatting today. So it's really, really important that you take care of this. If you don't manage your money will manage you. This was a big breakthrough for me, and we've only got three habits around money. We're breaking even, we're borrowing more than we have, or we've wealthy habits around money. And what you want to do within yourself is develop the wealthy habits around money. And I know from personal experience, maybe you're in a low paid job, maybe you're in the startup stages of your business, maybe you're getting married next year, maybe you have a baby on the way, maybe you have kids, maybe your husband doesn't support your situation, right? We all have circumstances going on, okay? I get that. And I've been through them myself. I worked with horses for ages, and when I worked with horses, it is considered a low income job. And I used to tell myself, oh, when I have more money, then I'll create wealth and financial freedom. And then I had a business and I had my money beliefs, and they were not supporting me. And I used to undercharge and split my programs and all this, and then wonder why my clients were getting results and I had no money. This is when I was doing the love coaching. Then I decided that was not for me, and I decided that I wanted to get good with money, and I decided to learn to do accounting, and I figured out I absolutely hate that. But what I did do is take out this big loan to pay for this course that I didn't need to be doing any of these things, okay? And then I was in a relationship where, you know, I had to go part time. I was having a baby, and my partner's bringing in most of the money. And like, we all go through life events, okay? But what I did do is I changed how I behave with money, and that's what I'm going to share with you today, and that's what will make the biggest difference in your life. For those of you who've never met me before, I'm Lorna Poole. I'm an IPEX certified coach, and I'm passionate about helping women change their relationship with money so they can create wealth and financial freedom. That you can be financially independent, you can take care of your own money, and you can live life on your terms. So let's talk about what these habits are. Number one, pay your assets first. Okay? Which, what it means is, it is a, it's me, putting a little side note on pay yourself first, pay your assets first, because people are told to pay themselves first. Number one, they don't know what it means. Number two is, to me, you're not paying yourself first unless you're putting the money to work, because everybody in the whole wide world must create financial freedom. Okay, you must have a support system for when you cannot work anymore, and you get to decide when that is. You do not have to wait till retirement age or any of these things. Okay, so one of the most fundamental things you do is pay your assets first. People come on Financial Freedom Academy. You can see Julie's story in the Facebook group under the guides, and I have a lady that's working with me right now. A lot of people come on to this course thinking they're not in the right place with their money, creating wealth and financial freedom. It actually works the other way around. You do the activities that create wealth, and now you're the person creating wealth and financial freedom. Everybody comes to me living paycheck to paycheck, okay? You wouldn't be here unless things weren't working for yourself around money. So let's talk about what pay your assets first actually means, okay? So number one, I want you to think of it like this. What does the government do? Okay? If you're employed, they take their taxes, and then you get your wage, okay? So you get the net amount, so you have your gross amount of money, they take the tax off it, and you get paid. Okay, when you're self-employed, like I am, and you have your own business, you gotta pay income tax, okay, and other kind of taxes and things like that. What does the government do? They make sure they're paid first, and then you're paid. So you want to do this for yourself, okay? And even if you have to start small, such as $10, £10, €10, so what? And you want to move that money out of your main account, okay? And you want to put that money to work. Now, when I say pay your assets first, what that means is, and let me know in the chat who's excited by this, type yes in the chat. Pay your assets first. What that means is, assets are what can pay your lifestyle, whether you work or not, because they increase in value and they increase in income, and you want to be putting your money into assets that increase in value and increase in income, and let that money compound and build up. And there's three factors that affect your wealth: the rate of return, the time, and the amount of money you're putting towards it. So the sooner you start paying yourself first, paying your assets first, putting that money to work, the sooner you'll have all that freedom and peace of mind and security around money. So that's number one money management habit. Number two is living below your means, okay? This has been an absolute great to see you here. Florrie, great to see you here. Number two is living below your means. And the reason why this is so effective, if you're doing a really good money management strategy, most of the strategies that are taught today, you put a certain percentage into each category, such as your financial freedom, such as your fund money, such as you'll have your expenses, and you have your savings. They're just an example of four of them, okay? You want to create a gap between your income and your expenses. In Financial Freedom Academy, like, people come in, their expenses are 100% and their incomes, um, or they're at 90%, whatever, right? Um, we share with you to get your expenses down to 50%. Now, most people are like, oh my god, I can never do that. But you'll be surprised how, when you set an intention, how you can actually turn this around. And when you're working in the background on increasing your income, and this is the mistake people make actually, they either focus on increasing income or they focus on clearing debt. I have a client right now who went to a financial advisor who told her to come back when she has cash flow in her business. And I said to her, if you wait for cash flow, you still won't be creating financial freedom 10 years from now. Because this is the mistake people make. They spend all this time, because what brings in income, you got to grow as a person. You've got to grow in your skills, your thinkings and feelings, and not everybody can do that in 5 minutes. Okay, people spend 5, 10, 20 years trying to figure out how to grow their income, or 10, 15, 20 years clearing their debt and then going back into debt. So this is why it's really important you create the wealthy habits now first. So this lady who thought she was not in the right place at all to create financial freedom, create wealth, she had just split from her husband. She has to make her own money through her business, and did not think she was in the right place to create wealth. But she's practicing what I'm sharing with you here. She's paying her assets first. She's putting her money to work. Okay. The second thing she's doing is she's working on increasing her income and lowering her expenses, so that she has the money to create financial freedom, so that she has the money to put money on the side, which I'm going to get to, our third money management habit. So she's paying her assets first. Number two, she's working on living below her means. Okay, so she's creating a gap between her income and her expenses. You need to create the gap to have the security and freedom around money, to be putting the money to the things that make the difference, which we're going to talk about now. And number three is planning for future costs. I call it debt prevention. Or another way to look at it is building up buffers. So one of the things is, for example, I am talking to you today on a laptop, right? I've had this laptop about 4 or 5 years now. So the chances are that this laptop will need to be replaced in the next 1 or 2 years. So if you're managing your money really well, you could be planning for this, okay? You could be putting it, so say the laptop is €1,000, okay? So I'll put 1,000 here into my calculator and say I have 24 months to come up with €1,000. Divide by 24. So I could put 41 euros aside every month and have the money for my laptop. Maybe you don't have the money to do that. You put a lot less. So maybe you put £10 or dollars away towards your new computer or whatever that is. The boiler in the house could break. Your car needs a service, whatever it is. If you start building up funds for that now, what you're doing is creating wealthy habits around money. Now, I didn't mention today emergency fund, cash safety net and all that stuff, because yes, you need them and they are a given, okay? The main thing with them is to treat your emergency fund and your cash safety net, and I'll explain what they are in a minute. Emergency fund, €1,000. You don't touch this, only for emergency. Cash safety net is your 3 to 9 months or 6 months of money that if you lose your job or if you have a health crisis, you're able to pay for your basic bills for the next couple of months. Okay? So debt prevention, or planning your future costs, is huge. Okay? Because what that does, you're better preventing debt. See, people spend time on, must clear my debt. They leave themselves too short. They've no money, an unexpected bill comes in, and they're going back into debt. If you debt prevent, if you build up the funds for future costs, you're preventing yourself. So that's huge. Living below your means, creating a gap between your expenses and your income. Number 2. And number 3, the best one of them all, is get that money to work now. The sooner you do that, the sooner you transform everything. And even if you don't know what exactly to be investing in, by the way, there's videos in the guides that teach you about that. But even if you don't know what that is right now, the fact that you're putting money on the side and making that happen is huge. You're further ahead than everybody else that's doing absolutely nothing about this and are procrastinating. So I hope you found that fabulous. Hi Patricia, great to see you here. So guys, let me know what your aha was from today's call, and I really enjoyed chatting with you today. And you know, if you're looking for help in this area, I want to skip over the trial and error of trying to do this by yourself. Do type wealth below this video and I will get in contact with you. But just to give you a quick recap before we fully go off here, is your 3 money management habits that will change your whole relationship with money. Remember this: wherever you are with your money, you gotta be in the bracket of creating wealthy habits around money. And if you're breaking even or you're borrowing more, the only way to change it is start changing how you think and feel about money. So changing those little habits, even if you start small, such as $10, £10, €10, and you start paying your assets first. You got to be putting money to work. The same as the government, they pay themselves, then they pay you. Number 2, live below your means. Get those expenses down and your income up and create a gap. Okay, this gives you the money to create the financial freedom, to create the savings, to have a life. You can have a life and build wealth. And number 3 is planning your future costs. Huge. You know that your car is only going to last a certain time. You know that the computer or the laptop you're on is going to last you a certain time. You know that the roof on your house is going to last you a certain time. You know these things and you can plan for them. And you know that your kids are going to go to college in 10 or 15 years from now. These are all predictable. And when you start getting good at planning for these, it changes everything. So I hope you have a great day and you've really enjoyed it. And take care. Have a great evening. Bye bye, everybody.